And hello everyone, and welcome to another stream here on Access the Animus. My name is Marco, and today we are streaming the, well, not new, but the Ostara Festival that is coming back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and we have some new rewards to have a look at, and maybe something else as well. So this is going to be a chill stream as usual, but today the Ostara Festival has been added to Valhalla, so we can. This is another occasion where we can gather, talk about Valhalla a bit, have a look at the new rewards, and maybe the Unibear mount that was added also today in a challenge. So let me see if everything is working. I think it is. Okay, yeah, very well. Okay, so we started the Ostara Festival, and as usual, Sary starts better than when I test stuff. It was super dark when I played. A lot of clouds and stuff. Hello, Gamer Life. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. I'm happy that at least while we're streaming, we're showing a sunny Ravensthorpe, which very much matches the tone of the festival. So there, that's it. So as you might have seen while playing the Ostara Festival last year, very much this is the Easter festival, so it's been made available at this point. Easter is long gone, but we are in a spring festival, so Ravensthorpe is all adorned with flowers and stuff. We have a few quests that we can get, but before we get to the quests, I think we can go to the shop and have a look at the new rewards, and then we can show them again. You cannot get them immediately. You will have to engage again in the activities of the Ostara Festival. So yeah. So our Sary is now looking for the shop. I think it's behind you. Yeah, that's straight there. No, it's on the right. Again on the right. There in that house, I think. And we should find Norvid, who is the usual shop guy for the festivals. There we are with Norvid. Hello, Name. Welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? How is the week going? We're getting closer and closer to the weekend, so we can just chill out, have a look at the Ostara Festival, the new rewards.
Show me what you have.
And in our save file, you will just see the rewards that, well, last year I already collected all the rewards, so these are the new ones. And we have the Spear of Renewal. It's a two-handed weapon. We can see the perk, regenerate 10% health over 5 seconds. And you need 160 tokens, not a lot. Actually, you can do 2 quests and get both weapons. The second weapon, as you can see, is the Vernal Bow, and it regenerates adrenaline. Both of those are pretty much weapons made out of wood with grass and flowers placed all around them. And you need 320 coins here, so you don't need that much. You can just do 2 quests here, and it's pretty much it. So the first quest that we're doing here, that Sary chose, is the one about the crown for the Queen of the Ostara Festival, that is Maida, this member of the of Ravensthorpe, of the Raven clan. And basically she doesn't want to be the queen here unless she gets a crown made out of out of a super powerful animal, and thus we're going to have to look for this super powerful animal. I think you need to track the quest, and it's pretty far from Ravensthorpe. I think when I played, I had to teleport. So, classic ATA stream. It's up there. Yes. If you have played the Ostara Festival last year, you might know. You might know what kind of animal we're going to face here. It's not a super scary one as it is described, but let's have a look. Let's go and find them. Yeah, great. I hope they will drop an AC Rift trailer on E3, on the Ubisoft event, or at least officially announcing it, because how the post-launch content for Valhalla is really low. So I guess, yes, I do agree with that. I hope that they're going to announce Rift as soon as possible, because the comments around the post-launch for Valhalla are worse and worse every day. Mastery challenge, the gameplay side was okay, but you really need to appreciate the kind of content, and the story mastery challenge was again okay, but at the same time it had the usual issue of Eivor not recognizing who she really is, and it's getting very boring and stale at this point. So not an amazing look on the post-launch for Valhalla. At this point it's best to probably wrap it up, though they can't really, because they announced a year 2, and you can't have a year 2 with just Mastery Challenge and the repeat of the old festivals. So I guess there's going to be some more stuff in the future. King of Fast Food, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. How's your day, sir? Or madam? Sary is looking where we have to go. It took me some time, but I think you can use Eagle Vision in the other direction, I think on the left. And you should find some cues there. There is one. Some of those, they seem to imply that you have to examine, but you don't necessarily have to, because the objective is tracking the beast rather than examining. And this very much slows you down, so you can examine stuff, but the objective is to reach your target. Skatha, welcome to the stream. So you made it eventually. Good job, man. They will end support at the end of the year, finishing why Eivor ends up in Vinland. Tailgate, welcome to the stream. Yes, I would expect them to end support. Not necessarily. Is there some delay? Let me check.
Help! Anyone! Save me from that monster!
Can you guys hear me? No, okay, it's fine.
Fine.
Yeah, I was saying I would expect it to. It could even finish just in like September, October. They don't have to necessarily go till the end of the year unless they have enough content. And if they have an announcement, there is our huge beast that we have to fight. If there is an announcement for Rift, I don't expect to see more Valhalla. A lot more Valhalla after that. Long days, Kata, huh? As I can imagine? Like what? Like you... because of the festival or because of other stuff? When I played Valhalla first, I was so... hello Leo, welcome to the stream. It was so new compared to the old ones. I mean, it's not even AC anymore, low-key, it's Mythology Creed. But when I watched the old seasons of Vikings, the game, I had so much more sense. Yeah, 80 euros for 2 DLCs is not great, not amazing. $40 for one was crazy. 40 euros as well. So yeah, not really, not great. I think that Valhalla is the main game was pretty good, and the post-launch content, especially considering how long it takes to release all the content, it is tarnishing the memory of the main game, which I really don't like that. Like, I'm trying to keep a proper memory of the experience that I had with the main game, to separate that from what I experienced in the post-launch content. But again, it's not really amazing. No. As a life and creating content, I can imagine that. Then Skata, I do imagine that. I was doing pretty much the same the whole day. Live mostly in the morning and early afternoon, and then creating content the remainder of the afternoon. Tailgate, my prediction is that an early version of the Templars attack Ravensthorpe, and that forces Eivor to flee to Vinland. It could be. I mean, any proper justification for it to go back there, I can imagine seeing that, but I don't expect that to be the final content. Final content needs to be New Game Plus. If they're not gonna do New Game Plus after being able to do that for Origins and Valhalla pretty much immediately, that's also not gonna look great. So a game doesn't make sense from the day you finish the main story, because it just gets dry, like no more ambition to anything and no more characters. Yes, and to me the issue for the post-launch content, because I'm interested in the story rather than gameplay, to me the issue is that there's no contextualization of the characters and the historical events. It really feels like all the single pieces of content are very much isolated and their own piece of content without being part of a grander story, which I really don't like, honestly. And that is relevant in Mastery Challenge as well. Like, you can see that Mastery Challenge is its own story, even though there are some ties to the bigger story in Valhalla, but again, not amazing. They're all tinier stories, self-conclusive ones. You don't know when they happen and how, so not super cool. Happy to see more storyline videos. Yeah, I try to master that up. Now we're going to have a I always say a tiny analysis, and then it ends up being 20 minutes long. So we're going to have an analysis of Mastery Challenge, and then we're gonna think of some more analysis about the past, about past content that we might have while waiting for new content and new story to land. I'm already thinking about a specific video that I would like to do about stuff from AC3. More about that in the future. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we're gonna see what happens next week, and then it's gonna be May, and there's going to be more content in May for Valhalla. As we know, the armory building, which will allow us to store our outfits and have loadouts as well. There's going to be river raids, which I'm not a huge fan of, and more. There's always more stuff. Lurk mode Hello Hernan, welcome to the stream. Lurk mode, gotta put the kids to sleep. The Smollett has been hyperactive today, so might take some time. Well, take your time, Skata. We're not gonna leave anytime soon. Still not finished the Mastery Challenges. Can't wait to see the video you posted yesterday. Well, the video that we posted yesterday, it is the full story of the Mastery Challenge, with some secret documents as well that you can find. The analysis itself will land, I would say, on like next Monday. Didn't have enough time to have it ready by tomorrow, because of all the streams that we did, and live as well. So we're gonna have it ready hopefully by Monday or Tuesday. Hello ACC, hello AC Assassin's Creed community, welcome to the stream. So nice to see you all every day. You lost the drinking challenge. He even called you pitiful.
I don't drink.
You don't drink, so... Well, look at... That's also a very weird way to drink, so... Okay, so you did a quest, I think? You lost the drinking game, now we can have some fight, otherwise you can have another quest that is about... well, the Ostara Festival and stuff that you can do at night. Fighting spirits. You can fight spirits. She was like, okay. Hello, Matt Villain. You asked literally Ubisoft? I don't know. I wouldn't know how to answer that. Can you explain a bit more what you were asking? If you're asking if we are working for Ubisoft, that's not the case, no. But we are streaming a Ubisoft game, so. I would say that 15 euros would have been a great price for Dawn of Ragnarok. Yes, I would say 15 to 20, probably 15 would have been a good price point, maybe 20. 40 was way too much for 15 hours of main campaign without side activities. I think I finished it in 12 to 13 as well, so it could also vary to a lesser number. So yeah, not a lot of positive feelings about Dawn of Ragnarok, both in terms of pricing and in terms of story. My main positive feeling was about the gameplay, which felt pretty cool, even though didn't really make sense within AC. Without spoilers, do you like the conclusion of Hildiran's story? Yes and no. Yes, because it is a proper conclusion to her story, and because there's enough details about what happened to her and her ancestor and whatnot. There are these secret documents that actually justify or explain all those magic-like elements in Mastery Challenge. So that's the good side of the story of part 2 of Mastery Challenge. The negative part is that Eivor is still oblivious to everything that is happening around her, including when Hildiran tries to be super direct to her and saying, hey, I am this and that, and you should be this and that. It can't be more direct than that, and still Eivor does not believe her. So not really not cool in that regard. But there are some explanations about what happens in the story, and also some explanations about the first part of the story, even about the meteor that hits Ravensthorpe at the very beginning of the story. So that's more or less a non-spoiler explanation and opinion about Hildiran's story. Hello Sam KJ, Bielik, welcome guys to the stream. Demo, Tapes Berlin, Ostara, haha, yes. We are We are here to stream Ostara, not because of the festival itself, because it's pretty much the same as it was last year, but we got some more rewards that we can get, so we can show you these two weapons that you can get. And at the same time, maybe we can try and redeem the Unibear mount that was announced today. So we're going to have our, maybe, not sure if it works, our color striped bear with a horn over his head for some reason. Abhimanyu, welcome to the stream. So nice to see you. Like I said, we're streaming the Ostara Festival in order to have a look at the new weapons and maybe the Unibear mount. So if you played the Ostara Festival last year, not a lot of content, but if you'd like to, if you are like a completionist, then you can get 2 new weapons and some opals if you are into that kind of stuff. So if you'd like to have more currency to spend in Reda's shop, you can do that as well. Smack Thera for me. Yeah. I really hate the archery challenge in the festivals. So yeah, we can try and smack Thera or Tira, I don't know how to pronounce that, for you. One thing that bothers me in the post-launch as well as in the main game is that all the unrealistic stuff gets explained away with hallucination via drugs. Basically what happened in Tombs of the Fallen. I actually at some point wanted to make a brief video about all the times where Eivor gets drunk or hallucinates. I think it happens at least 10 to 15 times in the game, which is calling it repetitive would be very kind with this game and this story. Because it even, like you mentioned, it happened even in the main game. There are some side stories where Eivor gets high. She either eats mushrooms or whatever, and she hallucinates and sees animals that talk to her or whatever. It happens so many times. Not to mention in the festivals. It happens in the festivals here. It happens a lot in the Sigurblot Festival. It happens in Tombs of the Fallen. It does not happen in Mastery Challenge. In Mastery Challenge, there's a different explanation. It's not an indirect hallucination. It's something slightly different. But yeah. That's the problem for making post-launch content available with no need of end the story. Yes. There's always a debate, at least between the fans, as to, like, would you like the DLCs to continue the main story, or would you like the DLCs to be about side stories that do not influence or pick up after the main story? Because if the DLC continues the main story, it may be that the people that played just the main game and did not buy the DLC might miss out on some of the story. And having key events in the DLCs is not always amazing, because then you could, if you're not playing the DLCs, you could feel disoriented when playing the next game. But at the same time, if the stories in the DLCs are uninfluential, if they don't have any repercussion on the main story, it feels like they're not really meaningful. That's the case for Valhalla, for example. While Odyssey, for example, had the Atlantis DLC, which had modern day that continued the story. Not amazing content, not amazing stories there, but that continued the story. And if you played only Odyssey's main game and Valhalla's main game, you would have missed out and felt kind of a disconnection, because you hadn't played Fate of Atlantis, and so you didn't know that Layla was being corrupted by the staff. What happened to Watsoberg at the end of Fate of Atlantis?
Yes, I'm ready.
There's always that debate. It's not easy to just decide, hey, let's have this DLC continue the main story. You don't know what consequences that might have. Your work is great. Love the analysis you do with the AC lore, which still makes all play AC after all this time. Thank you so much, Abimanyu. Abimanyu, right? Abimanyu. Thank you so much for the kind words. Also, those daughters of something boss fights, yeah, the daughters of Lyrion. Those are also hallucinations. Yes, that's like Eivor breathes some powder or whatever. She believes it to be magic or Seder, as she says, and then she fights these daughter of Lyrion that seem to have magic powers, but they really are just part of Eivor's hallucination, which again, not great. I mean, it is nice if it happens once or twice. There's also, if I recall correctly, there's also a boss fight with Hemming Jarl in the Nottinghamshire arc, where he can shoot electrical stuff from his spear. That's also from the main game. So it happens so much time. There's that time where she goes hunting with Petra or something, and she eats mushroom and then sees that huge white what's the name of the animal? Deer. That huge white deer that maybe talked to her as well. There's so many weird situations where Eivor just hallucinates in order for the game to have more magical stuff, which to me is useless. But will Siwa ever know true peace? No, it will not. At this point, we have heard that sentence so many times that we do know that it will not know peace. But I don't know if you have watched Moon Knight episode 4, but in there, Siwa, the Oasis, is mentioned in there, because there's something about, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's something about a very famous pharaoh that had Greek roots, and that came to the Siwa Oasis in order to be crowned. So there, in the latest episode of Moon Knight, there's a few references to stuff that we have seen also in Assassin's Creed Origins. In episode 3, there was also a reference to a Magi, and here there's a few things that we know already if you have played Assassin's Creed Origins. White Elk. Thank you, Mad Prophet. I went with deer, but I was actually wrong. Wiser student, welcome to the stream. Not feeling super motivated to defend Ubisoft recently, but even Witcher 3, known for the excellence of its DLCs, had some issue with how the DLCs fit into the continuity, or where exactly they line up. Yeah. The thing is, when you are working in parallel, or if there's not a coordination in the structuring of the content and the timeline, these are common issues in many games. It's not just Ubisoft, it's not just Assassin's Creed. That happens very frequently, and the fact that you mentioned Witcher 3, which is very exemplary in terms of DLCs and their qualities, that means that's, I wouldn't call it a huge issue, because there's bigger issues at the moment in the gaming industry, but that's an issue that happens, especially in story-heavy games. Jatin, welcome to the stream.
How many?
I think there. Sary is asking how many rounds. I think there's Are there 8 or 9? This should be potentially the last one, or the one before that. Actually, if you played Aki's story, or like the quest first, you could find him in the brawling challenge as well, but it should be the last one or the second to last one. Jatin, hello, I'm traveling on a train, dropped in to say hello everyone. Oh, that was so kind of you. Thank you so much, Jatin. Take your time, man. Safe travels. If you can't make it to the stream will be available even later if you'd like to watch or like listen to it in the background. So no rush there, and thank you for joining us. Just a white guy, welcome to the stream again. Destroy the only thing that will end the crusades and making true peace. That's how you would bring a true peace to Siwa. That's good. That would be a good way, but that would remove a lot of story elements from the franchise. Moon Knight is a great show, and it gives me Indiana Jones vibes at times. Yes, agreed. And also Tomb Raider. Like the latest episode has a scene that seems to be taken directly from the Indiana Jones movies and Tomb Raider, but more Indiana Jones. Also in episode 4, the main villain says the word Among Us. Did he? Oh yeah. And I know people will just make out of context clip of that scene. Yeah, Among Us. Among Us. Do you like the comic prequel of Dawn of Ragnarok expansion? Asks Nano5551000. And the short answer is no. The longer answer is no for a lot of reasons. I've read issue 1 and 2 because the third still has to be released, and also because we have prepared a review for episode 1, for issue 1, and a second the review for episode 2 is in the works right now. So I don't like Forgotten Myths, which is the tie-in prequel comic to Dawn of Ragnarok. First, in terms of story, because you don't know if that is canon or not, because it is framed as a story told by an old man to a bunch of Vikings sitting at a campfire. So it does not seem to be a genetic memory. So it could even be just a mythological story told by some random guy to some other random guys. So not amazing, absolutely. And the quality of the drawings, I'm sorry to say that, but it's very, very bad. I don't know if the comic is on a budget. I guess every comic is on a budget, but this one is so very bad. And I'm sorry to say that because I know that people worked on this. They are professionals, but like some of the expressions of the faces, both in issue 1 and 2, they're so bad. The level of details is not really good. The environments look pretty okay. They're mythological worlds, so if you're not interested in the mythological, final round.
Yes. It's 10.
You're starting when there was like it was like daylight, and now it's night, and you're.
It's kind of boring, to be honest.
Well, it's a festival.
Yeah,
so.
but it's longer than usual.
Yeah, maybe they added more rounds. I don't recall how many. I recall 8 rounds, but might be confusing with the other combat phases in the other festivals. So yeah, the answer is I really don't like Forgotten Myths, and if you can avoid it, please do. There are other much better Assassin's Creed comics to read. If you haven't read Assassin's Creed The Fall, Assassin's Creed The Chain, and Brahman, go and read those. The quality of the drawings is amazing. The story is so good as well. Go and read those. They're much better. DLCs are generally bought by people who enjoyed the base game, and so I think the DLC should take the themes discussed in the base game to a new height instead of carrying the story forward. Yes, I do agree to a degree. Sorry for the pun. Yeah, what Ubisoft does usually is yes, like it takes the themes and the main gameplay elements from the main game and expands on those, and the story that comes with it usually is a second priority. Like the DLCs usually expand with new features on some of the main elements of the game, and then the story usually follows. There have been some very good DLCs in terms of story, like the Assassin's Creed Revelation DLC about Clay Kazmarek, the Lost Archive, which its gameplay was not always good for everyone, but the story was amazing. But those are very much exceptions.
Show me what you have.
Have a look.
I don't remember, but someone in Skata's stream said 10. So yeah, there was 10 rounds. And now we have enough money, currency, to get both weapons. So let's get them. So this is the spear, and that's the bow. I think we can turn to daylight, and then we can show the weapons. As you can see, as we mentioned earlier, the perks here are pretty much enhancing stamina and health regeneration, if I recall correctly. So that's it. Loco Luis, welcome to the stream. How do I start the festival? Where do I go? You need to have downloaded update 1.5.1, and then once you have downloaded the update, if you haven't already, you just need to go to Ravensthorpe in the area dedicated to the festivals, and then a cutscene will start, and then you will have all the quests at your disposal. So this is the spear of renewal. We see a regeneration of 10% of health, and as you can see, we'll see it in the daylight, but it's basically a spear with a lot of grass. It's a wooden spear with a lot of grass and flowers, and the bow. So it's in the bow. Sadly, we have to remove the Noden's bow, and the bow is regeneration on adrenaline. And as you can see, it's a lot of vines around some wood. Bless you.
Thank you.
So that's pretty much what we have. But I think that at this point we can go and dress up as like with the other rewards that you can get from the Ostara season, from the Ostara Festival. It's not items. It's we need to get the tattoos and the hair and beard if we want to play as. Sary says she doesn't want to play as Javi, so it's on the other side of Ravensthorpe, I think. Yeah. You did, Loco? Okay. Try if you have downloaded the update. Actually, once you load the game, there should be a quest already loading telling you that you have to go to Ravensthorpe. But if you didn't get that prompt, just go to Ravensthorpe and you should be able to start. Well, thanks for joining us, even if it was like short. Thank you for joining us, Loco. Enjoy the festival and the new rewards. In my opinion, the best DLC ever made in a franchise is the Hidden Ones. What is your favorite? Well, Hidden Ones was pretty good, especially the ending. Usually, it is for me as it is for Sary. The ending makes or breaks to me a piece of content, like a book or a comic or a game as well. It's at the top. There we go. Okay. And then, yeah, they are all at the top on the right. There. My favorite DLC. I have no idea. Hidden Ones was good, yes. In terms of story, I very much loved the Lost Archive for Revelations, like I mentioned earlier. Freedom Cry was good, but yes, that's the... There's different ones, but the blonde one is that one. And you have a back one if you want to. You put it already? Okay. Okay, so we can undress or whatever, and then we can show the weapons. I was kind of okay, but nothing more with both the Dead Kings DLC for Unity and also the Jack the Ripper DLC for Syndicate. That were okay, but didn't impress me. Oh, she's super naked. Okay. I didn't expect to get her so naked. She could have the trousers. No, let's just go. But at least we can see the tattoos properly. And then we can show you the weapons. I don't know if you are into this kind of, viney kind of weapons. We can see them in photo mode, maybe. See, this is a classic spear. If you're into this kind of design, which is pretty unusual, it's very much connected to the Ostara Festival. So yeah, like I usually look at the weapons more in terms of cosmetics. So maybe this could work with a with some green clothes. And as you can see, oh yeah, you need to be, if you'd like to get in the proper pose. Well, you can see it this way as well. The bow. The bow is very much like the spear. A lot of vines around the wood. And that's pretty much it. If you're into this kind of stuff, you can get them. Otherwise, you can also not spend the time enough to do this. So I think we can dress up again. Still, there no luck with the 2-year-old. Skata, it's a long quest. But you will overcome it in the end. It won't end anytime soon. It's Ubisoft main IP. Yes, AC. I don't think it will end anytime soon, especially after they announced Infinity. It is called Infinity for a reason, I guess. So, yeah, AC won't finish anytime soon. On one hand, you have Destiny 2, where it works. On the other hand, you have Halo Infinite, which failed in terms of future DLC. Yeah, well, it really depends on how you deliver the content. Of course, the way in which the content is tied to the main game, what value it can bring to the player, both in terms of gameplay and story. Is it better to have a game that goes on for years with different with a lot of support for it, or having different games throughout the year? These are tough decisions for companies, I would imagine. Now, a lot of games are moving towards the game as a service approach. So, like we can see, Valhalla is having a 2 years post-launch content, which to me, it looks fine on paper, but then you feel the exhaustion after 1 year already. Like, it will happen. It will happen anyway, even if it's the best content out there, which very much wasn't the case with Valhalla. You feel the struggle. You feel how heavy it is playing a game for an entire year, even on and off while playing other games. But at some point it gets boring. Steam Siwal, welcome to the stream. What's new in this update? If you have played the the Ostara Festival last year. The new stuff is 2 weapons and 3 bundles of 25 opals each. So you can get the currency of the festival and use it in Norbit's shop to get these 2 new weapons and the opals, and that's it. Yeah, Poison Ivy crossover. So the bow and the spear are very much Poison Ivy weapons. I just remembered Da Vinci's disappearance was pretty good as well. I'm gonna say, yeah, it was pretty good. Like not one of my favorites necessarily, but it had some fan favorite characters like Leonardo, of course. Salai, I think that he left a mark, and there was Lucrezia Borgia, and that new environment. I don't remember where it was. It was a convent or something, which was pretty good too. Like sneak in order to find Lucrezia. That was pretty good. The first AC game is almost 20 years old. Actually, yeah, it's 15 years old this year. I think it's in September or November. It should be 15 years since 2007. I would say November. It was November the 13th or something like that. So yes. The Da Vinci disappearance teased Pythagoras. Oh yes, yes, because the Da Vinci disappearance went to the Pythagoras temple. It wasn't a Pythagoras temple really, but there was the followers of Pythagoras. It was pretty intense at the end, and it gave the coordinates for the next step. I think it was the coordinates for the Grand Temple. Was it? Yeah, I think it is. It was. I would hope for AC Infinity to have entirely different stories and scenarios for the DLCs. They could explore a lot of different scenarios. Yes, I think that's the idea. As usual, it will all come down to the execution, because the idea of having different settings and different scenarios, it can be cool. It depends on how you deliver the content and the execution of the content. Will it be bland as some of the post-launch content for Valhalla? Will it be more contained but also like higher quality with a smaller map? Who knows? So there's 15 eggs that Sary has to find. You don't have to necessarily find them all. But yeah, they are all identified by the green marks in the with the eagle vision. There's one behind the throne. When Lucrezia thought she was seducing Ezio, yes. Yes. That was a very nice cutscene, actually. Will we actually see Desmond in Infinity? Depending on how they frame Infinity, it could be, yes. The question is, will the stories in Infinity be canon or not? If they're not canon, and if they are introduced as calculations by Desmond and Layla, sure, we're going to see Desmond. If not, who knows? Connor is a virgin in AC3. I think it was mentioned, yes, somewhere. Either in the book or in the game, or it was hinted at. but he wasn't forever alone, as you mentioned. The comics actually show that he had, I think, 2 or 3 sons. 2 or 3 children. One of which was actually a daughter called Yoni Yode, who also had the same ability as Bayek and Cassandra, and also Eivor, to communicate with animals and eagles. So at least Connor was not forever alone, even if it was mentioned for a time on some Abstergo documents. Do you think Rift is launching this year or in the first month of 2023? That's a good question. I don't know. if it releases this year, I wonder how much time they spent working on it. I would be happier probably to see it next year. But then again, this is the year of the anniversary, the 15th anniversary of Assassin's Creed. So it will probably make more sense in terms of release date to have it on the 15th anniversary. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. To be honest, the 15th anniversary is in November, so as of now, we're still not at the 15th anniversary, so it could be even in the early months of 2023. You know what? You could look for the eggs while using the Unibear. Shall we try and get the Unibear? Okay, let's go on the Ubisoft Connect platform and see if we can redeem it. Because like I mentioned earlier, a new challenge was added to. Challenges. A new challenge was added to the Ubisoft Connect platform, and you can see it's called Freya's Madness, and the number of kills was already done, so we can go out here, and I think you can get already the Unibear. Can you? Apparently not. I think you would have to go to the guy that, yeah, that's it, Unibear. Okay, this is so weird, guys. but as usual, it's a fun cosmetic. So I've seen a lot of people complain. I've made some jokes on Discord with a couple of friends, but after all, it's just a fun cosmetic. It doesn't change anything in the game. It's not a big deal, in my opinion. Ospot, welcome to the stream. Well, you're not too late. I think we are 1 hour in. Don't think we're going to go 2 hours. There's the Unibear. All right. I don't think we're gonna go as long as usual because, we still have a quest or two to do in the Ostara Festival, but it looks so bad. Oh, so weird, but also, I mean, it's cute as well, to a degree.
It's ice cream.
Is it an ice cream cone? Okay. Is it an ice cream? It's an ice cream cone! What the fuck? But why? It's called Unibear because it's a bear that is a unicorn. Why is it an ice cream cone?
Why not?
Why not at this point? Why is it a unicorn bear, but it's colored in yellow and purple? Unicorn usually has a rainbow. I don't know. It's so weird. So weird. These unicorn themed mount really aren't for me personally. Yeah. I would imagine that statistically, if you're following Access the Animus, you're probably not really interested in this kind of content. On average, I would say. But today is just a fun stream. We can still talk about the lore, of course, but it's just the Ostara Festival is not a thing for lore fans for sure. Oh, it's just if you're looking for the eggs, they are inside the settlement, not outside. I didn't look at all the ones that you got, but there is one inside the longhouse. You got that. There is one outside the longhouse. There is one in the cemetery, one in front of you. You got that already. Okay. You should track the quest of the eggs so you can know how many you got. Get this one. Okay. Oh, you didn't get this one. Okay. Um, there is one close to the Roman artifact guy. Yeah, you're more than half. You got like what, 8 or 9? You're still missing 5. Yeah, not inside of here, but maybe going down. I wouldn't necessarily hate their unicorn mounts if they didn't seem to make them as goofy as possible, but I think that they are actually going for that. Like, they are fun stuff, and so they're making them goofy and cute-ish. Oh no, that's another quest. I really miss the real world missions like the AC3 ones. Yes, the modern day missions, there were 3 huge ones in AC3, and since then, I don't recall. There's one at top of, not this column, but the other one. There. After that, the modern day missions were... I mean, there was a modern day mission in Valhalla at the end, but it wasn't like in a modern day environment. It was in a first civilization environment, and before that, there was some modern day content, but I wouldn't call them missions. In Odyssey, there was some modern day content in gameplay content in Origins as well. But yeah, since AC3, we never really got some missions out there in the modern day, and the reason for that is that there's not a lot of modern day fans to justify entire environments. Yeah, there's one on one of the sides there, up there, and another one there.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to help. I didn't mean to mansplain. No crossbow for Altair, but no standards anymore. Yeah, at this point, it's a running joke, the one about removing the crossbow because it didn't make sense for Altair, but then having flaming horses and unicorns and Unibears or whatnot. Oh, there's a new riddle? There's a new riddle by Ospot. It's so cool to have riddles for every stream. The nurturer shall bring forth the light to the untold dungeon. She rests in darkness for the light to come. Come on, Sary. I think you're missing 2. The nurturer shall bring forth the light to the untold dungeon. The untold dungeon. She rests in darkness for the light to come. The nurturer. I'm just repeating the riddle without getting anything out of it. The nurturer shall bring forth the light to the untold dungeon. Do you guys in the chat know which character this should be about? The nurturer shall bring forth the light to the untold dungeon. She rests in darkness for the light to come. I was thinking of Juno, but it doesn't make sense. She's not a nurturer. Yeah, I was thinking about Juno as well. Not sure. Not sure. I enjoyed the final modern day mission in AC3 where Desmond infiltrated Abstergo and killed Vidic and saved William. Yeah, that was a good mission. I didn't like the Daniel Cross part of it because Daniel Cross deserved much better than that. But yeah, I remember that Vidic has the gun and says, "I call the shot," and that is a reference to the fact that actually Desmond with the apple will call the actual gunshot that kills Vidic. So that was a nice joke. Sary's giving up, I think. The one by the waterfall, you got it. The one, yeah, by the there's one there. And the last one, who knows where it is? Under Thera, near the cave at Valka's house, under the tree from the stables. Skatha is suggesting. Okay, so I think the cave at Valka's house, you got it. So under the tree from the stables, let's have a look at that. Unless you went there already. It's so goofy. I don't dislike it though. Exactly because he is goofy. It's goofy. The stables should be here. Doesn't Daniel Cross have a cut conversation? Yes! It has a cut confession that we shared on our channel back in 2012. If you go back to the early videos here on Access the Animals, you will find the cut confession by Daniel Cross. There's one of the dogs. Yes, that's the last one that I had to find today. There's one of the dogs. Did you get one of the dogs?
I think so.
It's straight there, up until the end of the docks. There we go. Yes! Good job, Sary. And thank you, Skatha. Thank you, Skatha. You need to park the huge Unibear. Okay. That was the last one. Basket of eggs.
This was so fun. This was so fun.
So much fun. So much fun. I mean, if we had been in the Easter mood, so if this released last week, it would have been slightly better. Okay, yeah, we got the other ones. Thankfully. It's weird that Altar, Ezio, Desmond are the same person. Well, Altair, Ezio, and Desmond share the same face up until Brotherhood. And back then they said that it was actually the Animus projecting Desmond's face on Altair and Ezio, while it did not in Revelations because they were in the Black Room and the Animus was in safe mode, so not in full mode. Then they stopped even trying to conjure up explanations about why the face was not Desmond's anymore. Because of course they wanted to have characters that were recognizable, and they did not have to have Desmond's face all the time. So yeah. This bear is a tuned car, yes. Pretty much. I mean, you can also have him bump in a way, because you can have it like jump, and look at him. It's like a tuned car that bumps. Out of universe, they just reused facial assets. Yes, I think that the way it went was pretty much they started with AC1 and they used Desmond's face because it was the one with the most polygons probably. And then they did the same in AC2, and then fans started asking why are the historical faces, the historical characters having this cutscene with the huge purple bear. Oh my god. Yeah, like I said, fans started asking why are the historical main characters having the same face, and then they conjured up an explanation about the animus doing that, but that explanation kind of backfired, because then they wanted old Ezio to not have Desmond's face, and then they wanted Connor not to have Desmond's face, of course, and so, yeah. Do you think Basim can take over Loki in AC Rift? Yes. Short answer is yes. Long answer is I would like to see Loki gradually taken over Basim, with Basim having visions, not understanding what they are, and stuff like that. Because if Ezio had AC3 Desmond's face, it would look off. Yeah, well, yeah. Me, who uses a certain cheating engine to get all the tokens. I mean, okay, I do understand that. It's not too hard though. Like it takes some time, but not like I think that you can complete the whole festival in less than 2 hours. You can find the locations just by flying with. I was about to say Senu, but Suning. So you can make it faster. There should be some closer to that on the left. I might be wrong though. No, they are all on the outskirts, so you need to just go around the outskirts of the settlement. Sary is ever the happy lady about the festivals. Riddle too hard. I got distracted. Let me think. Should I explain the riddle or should I give an easier riddle? No, let's skip that. Can you rewrite it, repost it, or spot? Because I don't recall it. It was about a nurturer that was staying in the dark, waiting for the light.
Survey the area sooner.
Is there any possibility for Desmond to get out of the Tree of Life? There is, but not in his former body. Because they have more than once shown that he even has this sort of like tail of light, this bear when you run. We have seen more than once that a consciousness can go in another vessel. So I would imagine that, yeah, we can see Desmond back in the real world, but not in his body. Could be a machine, or it could be another body. Yeah, even within one. If you're trying a speed run, you can do the festival in 1 hour, 1.5 hours tops. Or you can take your time, because like if you know where the eggs are, I can't not laugh. If you know where the eggs are, it can take you much less time. The nurturer shall bring forth the light to the untold dungeon. She rests in darkness for the light to come. The nurturer bring the light to the untold dungeon. The light. I was thinking of
Have a look sooner.
Baldur for the light, but I don't think that's the case. She rests in darkness for the light to come. Who is a nurturer in AC? I mean, it's not Juno, because otherwise you would have mentioned that some of us, like me, and I don't recall who else it was. It was Tailgate, I think, who mentioned that it was Juno, but it's not. Also, Nurturer. Still trying to get it. Did you try and get who it is? Sary was not able to.
Not expert enough. Don't know enough.
You don't know. You don't know enough of AC. Minerva. Minerva, she rests in darkness for the light to come. I was thinking also light and darkness could be an assassin, but
Be Aya.
I was thinking of Aya as well, but like Sary mentioned Aya. Could it be Aya? She rests in the darkness for the light to come, so a prominent female assassin, that could be Aya, Amunet. And she's a nurturer because she had a son. Will bring forth the light to the untold dungeon. Not sure. Aya did not bring any light to a dungeon, did she?
That looks like a fire pit.
Aya is a great character, yes. Welcome to the stream, XX Explain. I didn't see you earlier.
This fire protect us.
He knows he was Desmond. He's just so far beyond now that it's like a memory. Gandalf had a similar thing. Yeah, when Gandalf say, yeah, they called me Gandalf. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Desmond says something like, Desmond, huh? It's kind of similar. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's valuable mother in the Yggdrasil device. Valka's mother. Valka's mother, the nurturer. Bringing the light to the untold dungeon? Who is bringing light to a first civilization temple? And he's a nurturer, and it's a she. Well, Skata, thank you for joining us. Don't get your wife pissed. I should know, so don't get your wife pissed. You want? Yeah, keep it with you. We'll see you in our next stream. Don't you worry. Do what the wife says. It's better for your survival. Absolutely. Layla is also boring.
Go, Sune.
Okay, I think that we're not gonna get the riddle this time, or spot. Unless you have a better hint, or like a not better but easier hint. I think we're not gonna able to get it. Hernan, we need an Origins Odyssey crossover. And XX Explain says, yeah, Nurturer is also a mother. That's why I thought of Aya. A Nurturer is also a mother. Who is bringing light to an untold dungeon. Which mother is bringing light to an untold dungeon? Layla was written badly, but Desmond had the potential to be an even greater character, but they killed him off too soon. The thing is, I think that they killed him off also because people back then did not like Desmond at all.
Okay.
Like, now we have a better memory of him because time has passed. But back in 2007 to 2012, people didn't really like the modern day. They didn't really like Desmond because they felt that he was bland or did not incorporate all the characteristics that the historical main characters had. Do we get a female version of Basim? I hope not. There are already some jokes online about having to play as Basima or something. I hope that's not the case. The rumors did mention that Rift is a more streamlined, more compact action-adventure game. So I wouldn't expect a character choice as it is in the RPG games. They maybe killed him because the game became too repetitive. I wouldn't say that, because the game was still a bit repetitive even with... well, AC3 revolutionized the gameplay, sure, but the core was still the same, because of course that's what fans wanted. But yeah, I think that they killed him because they didn't know where to go. Because they had too many constraints of having different ancestors in different historical periods, all leading to Desmond. So they killed him off and added a new rule that they could have DNA from anyone, and thus have any kind of historical period with any kind of historical character. That's the reason why they went for that, I think. It could be Cassandra, the answer.
I'm here, Arcade.
Is Cassandra the answer? She's a nurturer. She's bringing light. I mean, she ushers in
The spirits are foolish.
well, she kind of like brings the balance that will lead to the creation of the hidden ones. So could it be Cassandra, the answer to the riddle? Regarding Desmond and other changes, we need to start being more careful what we wish for. Yes, yes. Here's a funny cutscene glitch from Dawn of Ragnarok. In the cutscene where Kaldur uses the Salakar on Odin, a guard had spotted me in the gameplay and still searched for me in the cutscene. Yeah, I love these recent games have the cutscenes are in game, so they're not pre-rendered cutscenes. So any out of place element before the start of the cutscene will be able to turn the cutscene into a absolutely fun mess. Like before, Sary was talking with one of the characters, like with Aki here, and there was the Unibear, huge, colorful in the foreground. What went on with that guy's arm? Which guy? What did I miss? Another AC game in Africa. I would like a game in Africa. Well, another game in Africa. Something close to Mount Kilimanjaro that tells some more story about Eve. That wouldn't be half bad.
We both saw that, didn't we?
Yes,
Do we have an explanation about the Leonidas spear shape that we find in the Yggdrasil in the Tree of Life? No. I think there was some asset reuse that they forgot to remove or something. Because yes, it's there. No, there's no reason for it to be there. That shape was used to upgrade. I think we're done with the festival, and we're clocking in at 1 hour and 20 minutes. So we've done all the quests. You didn't win the drinking game. To be honest. Look at this guy. I can't. So yeah, there's no explanation about the spear shape in Valhalla. Like I was saying, that spear shape in the rock was used to slot the spear in order to upgrade it, but we don't have any spear in Valhalla's main game, because we get the spear from the crossover with Cassandra, but that's non-canon, so Eivor never got the spear. So Simsivar, oh, you're gonna go as well. Yeah, we're probably gonna wrap up in a few minutes, so I'm not sure if we're gonna still be up when you're getting back. Otherwise, have a nice day or night, and we'll probably meet up again in the next stream on Monday if you'd like to join us again. AC used to be a British people murder sim. Sometimes it was a number of times actually. AC3 had you kill a lot of British people. AC Syndicate had you kill a lot of British people, even in the modern day. So, yeah. Maybe Alithia, because she heals Loki / Basim at the end, which could mean bringing light. Oh, I didn't think of that. But she's not a mother. I mean, she is a mother, actually. Yes, she is a mother. And she's bringing light and dark. The answer is Juno. So the answer was Juno. The answer is Juno. Nurturer is also mother, and Juno is called the mother of wisdom. That is true. She shall take the Salakar to the Grand Temple. And that's why he was bringing the light to the Untold location. She's trapped inside the Grand Temple and awaits freedom. You lost again? Good job. Like that was very good, Ospot. I should have been more assertive when I said it's Juno, but I was just like, is it Juno really? Oh no, I'm gonna get drunk. So let's see if I can. Sary has given up with the drinking game. Let me try.
Ready to drink?
Of course.
Let's see. So. Ha. I should try and see if I can. I was about to say, can I do this while looking at the chat? I wasn't even looking at the chat and I messed it up. Plus, I don't have the audio, so I don't get really the rhythm here. We're tied though. Come on, Eivor, you can do it. Oh no! Eivor, come on. It's your fault. Can we? Eivor, come on.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one losing.
Yeah, this time we have Eivor losing, which is very bad on her. Come on, don't mess it up, Eivor. Come on, Eivor. Wow. Ah! That was close. Yes! Did we? Yes! Yeah, I hate drinking games as well. Honestly. Absolutely agree, name. Although climbing up the highest pyramid and then looking at Tenochtitlan would be great, I'd rather have it about other Mesoamerican cultures. Yeah. AC1 British, AC3 British, AC4 Rogue British, Syndicate British, Valhalla British, yeah. Yeah, it is kind of like a British murder simulator. I didn't think of AC1, there were some British guys there as well. And AC4, there were a lot of British guys there as well. Alright then, I think that we have mastered, get it, mastered, because you're in front of the...
That's so fun.
I'm so fun, I'm so funny.
Which is the one that I didn't do?
Which is the one that you didn't do in the last stream? I think you can hover, yeah, that one. The Underitum hideout. So I think that pretty much completes the Ostara Festival. We got to see the weapons. We got to see our huge bear. I think that on that note, we have pretty much run out of content to show you today. There was like this major announcement of the Ostara Festival where really the actual content, the new content today is 2 weapons and a very weird mount, and we got to show them to you. So I think that on that note, we can... Sary can try again this mastery challenge, but on that note, I think that we can wrap up the stream. So guys, thank you guys so much for joining us once again. It was 3 streams in a week. I don't think we've ever done 3 in a week. Sary is falling asleep. It's been a challenging week for sure. So guys, thank you so much. Like I said, enjoy the remainder of the week and the weekend. We're going to be back streaming on Monday, and I think that we might have also a new video and analysis of the Mastery Challenge on Monday or Tuesday. Kazukage, I didn't say hi. Welcome. Well, it's a bit too late to say welcome to the stream, but it was nice to see you again. So yeah, this was a masterful plan. They're saying in the chat. So thank you guys for joining us. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the week. And I'll see you next Monday in the stream. Hopefully sooner in the videos. We'll see about that. Bye.